Why? Well, the Muslims who are killing the Christians say it's because it's their duty. It's their duty. Well, before we go to any more callers, let's find out. Is that right? I'd love for a Muslim to call and tell us no, and tell us why it isn't their duty from a Muslim perspective, 248-416-1300, because when I look at the Quran, I see that it is in fact the duty of Muslims to fight, to kill the unbelievers wherever they find them. Let's just look at a few verses from the Quran. Hopefully a Muslim will call in to either confirm that yes, it is their duty to kill Christians and Jews. That would be refreshing to hear someone say that, admit that, even though it would be sad. Or Muslims to call in and tell us, no, Islam is not supposed to kill people of other religions, and why? And I haven't seen that yet, but if you have a good Islamic justification from the Quran, from the Hadith, from the Sirat al-Rasul, call us 248-416-1300. We'd like to hear from you. Surah 9, verse 123. Let's take a look at that right now. O ye who believe, fight the unbelievers who gird you about, and let them find firmness in you, and know that Allah is with those who fear Him. Fight the unbelievers that are around you. So the Quran tells Muslims to fight those who are around them. You know about Surah 929, don't you? Surah 929, Surah Al-Tawbah, Surah 929, a specific verse for the Christians and the Jews. Fight those who believe not in Allah nor the last day, nor hold that forbidden which Allah hath forbidden by Allah and His Messenger, nor acknowledge the religion of truth from among who? From among the people of the book, until when? Until they pay the jizya with willing submission and feel themselves subdued. The Arabic word there is sagharoon. That means to be made small, to be humiliated. And then again, Surah 9, Surah Al-Tawbah, Surah 9, verse 5. Surah 9:5, the ayah of the sword, one of the last verses supposedly revealed to Muhammad, a verse that abrogates any verses that contradict it, like let there be no compulsion of religion, Surah 9:5. But when the forbidden months are past, then fight and kill the pagans wherever you find them. Actually, the word in Arabic there for pagan is mushrikeen. It says, فَإِذَا إِنْصَلَحَ الْأَشْهُرُ الْحُرُومِ فَقَاتِلُوا الْمُشْرِكِينَ حَيْثُ وَجِدُوا. قَاتِلُوا الْمُشْرِكِينَ. Kill the polytheists wherever you find them. Seize them, beleaguer them, and lie in war with them. Surah 8:12. Strike terror into the hearts of the unbelievers. Cut on their necks and cut off every fingertip of them. Surah 8:60 says the same thing. Here's another surah, another ayah I want to give you before we go to our callers. There's Surah 2, Surah Al-Baqarah, by the way. Surah 2, verse 190 through 193. Fight in Allah with those who fight with you. Kill them wherever you find them. Fight them, verse 193, until what? Until there is no more disorder and Allah's supremacy is established. Fight with them until there is no fitna. Essentially, Muslims are to fight with unbelievers until when? Until there is no more unbelief, there is no more kuffar, there is no more Christians and Jews who worship in their minds three gods or take partners with Allah. Fight with them until Islam rules the whole world. When are the Muslims going to stop fighting the Christians? When Jesus returns. All right, what about Surah? We've got more and more and more. I'll just give a couple more before we go to our callers. How about Muhammad? Now remember, Muslims are supposed to follow the example of Muhammad. Surah 33, verse 21, and other surahs, other ayahs, say that Muslims should follow the example of Muhammad. As a matter of fact, the entire corpus of the Hadith, the Sunnah, is based on the idea that Muslims should follow Muhammad's example. Well, what about Surah Al-Anfal? Surah Al-Anfal, verse 65. Let's take a look. O Prophet, rouse the believers to kill or to fight. It's actually, the verb here is kittala, which means kill. O Prophet, rouse the believers to kill. And then again in verse 67, it is not fitting for a prophet that he should have prisoners of war until he hath made a severe slaughter in the land. You can continue on and you can find where Allah tells Muhammad that he is supposed to fight jihad against the unbelievers. And of course, we know that Muhammad himself says in well-known hadith, Sahih al-Bukhari, I've been ordered to fight against everyone until they say that there is no God but Allah and Muhammad is his prophet. And we find this time and time and time again, not only commanded onto the believers, that is the Muslims in this context, but also to Muhammad, and everyone who follows his example is to fight and to kill. This is Islam. This is the example of Muhammad. This is what he did in Medina to the Jews, and this is Banu Qurayza. This is what he did in Khaybar. This is actually why Muhammad was killed.